how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is going to be my summer makeup favorites. I love filming my seasonal favorites videos. They are one of my favorite videos to film. I love picking through my collection and kind of curating a specific stash that just really hones in on what my vibe is for the season. And now don't get me wrong, the things that I talk about in this video are not the only things I'm gonna use for the entire season. I'm not only gonna stick to my specific color scheme and sheer glosses and stuff like that. I will still wear a black lip in the middle of summer. Case in point, me today. I love, especially for summer, a combination of bright colors. I love pops of neon. I love stuff like that, but I also still love to like grungify things and add some deepening shades and darker aesthetics and stuff like that. So this is kind of a conglomeration of all of those things. I have some like base products that I feel like are gonna be go-tos for me for summer. I have some cheek products, highlighters, eyeshadow palettes, other eye-related products, lots of lips, things like that. And we are just gonna dive into it. I'll give you my kind of reasoning for why I'm choosing certain colors and kind of explain what I like the most as far as what I'm looking for summer, and it's all gonna be good. And I must also say, this is coming from a person that hates summer. I cannot stand it. Every day is just me trying to get through to the next. It is just too hot. I live in North Central Florida. It is disgusting. It's been summer here for about a month and a half already. It's miserable. I'm over it. But one of the ways that helps me get through it is stuff like this, curating little makeup collections, finding color schemes that I'm enjoying, stuff like that. So with all that being said, we're just gonna hop into it. So we're gonna yap about some summer favorites. I would love to hear what your theme and vibe is for the summer as well. Before we do though, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessories go, this is just an old basic choker. I've had it forever. And these little ghost face flowers, literally me. These are from a brand called Folksy Love. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in and chat about my summer makeup favorites. So let's talk about base products. As far as summer goes, I don't like full coverage. Now granted, I don't typically gravitate toward full coverage most of the time. Anyway, I just, as a personal preference, prefer more of a sheer to light coverage, but especially in the summer when it is 5,000 degrees out, I want very sheer like tinted moisturizers. Sometimes I skip that altogether and just have a glowy kind of primery type product. So I have a few things here. Some are more primer specific, some are more liquid highlighters that I could either wear by themselves or mixed with my foundations, and then some are some skin tints. So let's just hop in. Oh, and by the way, I will link all of these down in the description box for you in case you want to check them out for yourself. But as a blanket statement, don't feel pressured to buy anything. You don't need any of this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know what your situation is. I'm mostly hoping this will just serve as inspiration for you to pick through your own collection, but if anything stands out to you as something that you want, I will have everything linked down below for you, as well as any discount codes if I have any. I appreciate it so much, but never feel pressured to buy anything. I also can't guarantee everything I talk about today will be available. I most certainly have some discontinued limited edition items in this lineup, but that's just because they exist in my collection, and maybe it'll inspire you to pull it out if you own it as well. Anyway, let's hop into the base products. First, I have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I love wearing this either as a primer or just by itself, kind of as a base product if I'm not wearing foundation. This gives your skin such a glowy, pretty, lightweight complexion. They do make different shades of this, so there is the smidgiest of tint, but it's almost to me more like how liquid highlighters have different shades, you know? It's more like that rather than something that has like coverage, if that makes sense. But I would almost more so lump this closer to like a sheer tinted moisturizer than just a typical primer. But I like that it's so versatile. I personally use the shade Fair 0.5. I love this stuff. I've gone through a whole bottle. This is my second bottle. I just love this. It's perfect, again, either as a primer or for me just on a day that I don't want to wear foundation. I will throw just this on and then continue on with the rest of my routine, whatever it is that day. Next is one that is actually just a primer. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, but it's the Grip and Glow version. They have a regular Hydro Grip, and this is the Glow version. It has, as you can see, kind of a golden glowy tint. It's not so golden that I can't wear it on my fair skin. It just kind of adds a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a radiance, a little bit of a highlighted glow while still giving you that grippy primer sort of vibe. Again, I like wearing this as a primer, but I will also wear this by itself and just move on to the next step and skip foundation entirely if I so choose. I Love the Hydro Grip line in general, and I feel like this golden glow sort of color is just perfect for summer. Next, I have a couple liquid highlighters. First is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Liquid Highlighter. Again, I'll wear this by itself kind of as a base product to layer things on top of it. I will mix it in with foundations. I have also used this as a liquid highlighter, but I'm very picky about liquid highlighters. It's not my like go-to thing to do. So I more often than not tend to mix this with like foundations or layer it underneath. I just think it's beautiful. It's very smooth, very glowy, so pretty. And last for the liquid highlighter realm, very similar to what I was just talking about, I like to mix these Urban Decay Face Bond luminizers, either kind of layered underneath. I'll mix them with foundation. I've actually been mixing it a lot lately. It's been like my go-to thing, but these two shades are Silver Lake and Space Cowboy. I've been mixing Space Cowboy, the more golden one, in with my tinted moisturizers and stuff. And again, I can't stress enough that even though it has this golden tint, it doesn't look this like dark or anything on me. Like I'm wearing that as my complexion product today. Just a little dabble of this mixed into my tinted moisturizer. It is such a good combo. It just adds so much glow, some luminosity without it like taking over too much. I think these are beautiful. Moving on to actual like tinted moisturizers and skin tints. This is the Glossier skin tint. This has actually been my go-to lately. I've been actively trying to use it up. It's getting fairly low. My go-to combo has been this with that Space Cowboy liquid luminizer. I just think it's beautiful. This is so sheer, so incredibly sheer. You have to like a sheer skin tint in order to like this. If you want even an ounce of coverage, this is not for you. But if you want just a little something without it being hardly anything, this is great. The Ilia Super Skin Tint SPF 40. I would say this is closer to like sheer to light rather than super sheer like the previous one. This has a teeny bit more to it. This is obviously in more of like a dropper sort of component. It is so beautiful. Oh, I realized I didn't give you my shade name. I actually don't know the shade of this one because the packaging's getting rubbed off. It's whatever the lightest is. For this Ilia one, this is in the shade Rendezvous. Probably also the lightest one if I had to guess. And last is the NYX Buttermilk Glaze Soft Glow Skin Tint. This is in the shade 1, Whipped Butter. This one is again a little bit more of like a light coverage. Could be sheer if I sheared it out a bit. It's really not more than a light coverage though. This one is a little bit more finicky for me than those previous two. The previous two I feel like I can wear anytime, any day, any place with any primer. This one I have to use like a glowy primer with it. I cannot use anything gripping with it or it just turns weird. But when I use the correct primer, it is beautiful. It just looks so glowy and lightweight and just luscious. That is the best word I have for it. And that's a weird way to describe a skin tint, but that's how I'm gonna describe it today. But this is lovely as well. These are just some of my go-to favorite skin tints for right now. Moving on to blush, I have 5 liquids, 3 creams, 6 single powders, and 3 palettes. I know it's a lot. I could not narrow it down. I was just having too much fun picking out things in my collection that are capturing my vibe and essence for right now that I just couldn't narrow it down any further. So we have a lot of blush to talk about, and I just love blush. It is my favorite thing about makeup after eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is forever #1, but blush is my second favorite. I love blush. It's just fun. And I feel like for the most part for blush, I'm feeling very like hot corals, bright like pinks, reddish pinks, bright reds even. Things in that realm. Some pops of orange even actually. Things of that nature. I want very warm, very bright, punchy. That's what I'm into. Let's go over the liquids first. These 2 liquids from Glaminatrix in the shades Poppy and Sweet are just so good. I love this formula. It is one of my favorite blush formulas of all time. I love liquid blushes, and this is one of my favorites. And these 2 colors are just everything to me right now. I actually posted a combo, I want to say on TikTok and YouTube Shorts recently, doing a combo featuring these 2. So that was a lot of fun. Another formula that I'm obsessed with is the Rare Beauty liquid blush formula. These are in the shades Grateful and Joy. Again, just very bright, very punchy, bright red, bright peach. Just so cute. I love this formula. Very pigmented. Little goes a long way with liquid blushes specifically. I feel like literally a dot'll do ya. I love them. Last liquid specifically is this one called Angel Face from ColourPop. It has a little bit of a pearlescent sheen in it. It's a very vibrant pink, super fun. I liked this one in the mix because it was a little bit of a different shade than what I've previously shown, but still just so beautiful and very loud, very punchy. Moving on to creams, I have this stick from LYS Beauty. This is in the shade Bubbly. I'm actually wearing it today with a powder topped over it. Just a very bright, again, punchy pink. It has a little bit of like a just a warmth to it. It has a luminosity. It's just gorgeous. The Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush in the shade Polished has been one of my top favorites for years. It is just such an intense, bright pinky coral. It has like a golden sheen through it. It is just so beautiful, so summery, so loud. It is gorgeous. And this formula is so easy to use. Like, you can blend this on top of powder and it doesn't move anything around. These are great, but you can also wear them under powder. They're just very easy, very pigmented, but very controlled. And last cream is this one called Cosmo from Likely Makeup. It is a very bright orange, and this formula is really cool. It's very like blurred looking. Again, very user-friendly, very easy to just add as much as you want and blend out without it being too overkill. It is absolutely stunning. Moving on to individual single powder blushes. These new ones from Kosas, they just launched like 3 new shades. I did narrow it down to 2 for this video that are just so summery. I had no choice but to put them in this video. The shades are Heartbeat and Wavelength. Heartbeat is more of like that bright, hot, poppin', like corally pink, and Wavelength is a little bit more of a hot, like orangey coral. So pretty. So vibrant, very luminous, but in like more of a glowy way rather than a highlighty way, if that makes sense. So pretty. I have these 2 from Oden's Eye. The shades are Luminous Heat and Glow Powder. Luminous Heat is more of like a vibrant, like hot, like bright pink. It is just so intense, and I like that warmth that's underneath it. And then Glow Powder is more of like a toppery shade. It's like a very cool, like pinky coral. It kind of has a couple different shifts to it. So beautiful. Very luminous, very glowy, very like blush light, highlightery, you know? And then last for singles, I wanted to shout out these 2 incandescent blushes from Unearthly. As soon as I laid my eyes on these a couple months ago, I knew that they would be in my summer favorites. The shades are Blaze and Lumen. Blaze is very much a like, again, kind of more of an orangey coral, and then Lumen is more of a pinky coral. Like, I feel like they ride that similar line, but on 2 different ends. I'm actually wearing Lumen topped over that LYS blush today, and I just think it's such a good combo. Again, it's the warmth with the blush that I'm into right now. I want just very hot and warm and beautiful and just punchy. And now for palettes, I have 3 here. First is the new Masterclass Glowy palette. This is the Pro Luster palette. This is so pretty. Like, we have the glowy purple, the glowy pinky, the glowy orange. The glowy champagne doesn't work as a highlighter on me, but I can still kind of mix it with other like blushes and stuff just to add more luminosity. These are so glowy, so just shimmery, beautiful, like just perfect. I, again, just love the tones. It's giving very sunsetty. It's so pretty. Also from Blend Bunny, this is the Solar Flare palette, and just so pretty, so hot, so warm. I love that we have the very bold red with the bold orange with the bold peach. Like, that is exactly what I want right now. It's just so good. And last is the Duality palette from Adept. I love that we have kind of the combination of the 3 glowy shades. This like ombre orange yellow is so cool. All of these glowy ones are just perfect toppers. You can kind of mix and match different things. We even do have a couple pops of cool toned in here, which does kind of balance out some of the things I've already talked about today. So I don't want things to be one note, even though I am interested in a very specific vibe right now. I just think this is so cool. Such a beautiful palette. I've reached for it so many times. Moving on to highlighters, I was mostly seeking stuff that I thought would complement the blushes really well. So you're gonna see, again, lots of pops of warmth. I do have a green in here just for a little bit of spice, but these are all gonna kind of have a warmer reflect to them. And again, this isn't gonna stop me from wearing just like, you know, a basic white or glowy champagne shade. These are just the ones that I feel like complement the blushes really well. So first is the Prophecy Multi-Chrome Highlighter from Kaleidos. I feel like this just has such a strong, like, warm pinky, almost corally shift through it. It is so pretty, and this just melted with some of those different like blush shades. Match made in heaven. I have these 2 from Unearthly, Moth to a Flame and Ooze. Moth to a Flame has a bit more of like that kind of, again, warm pinky sort of shift to it. It's not as like dynamic multi-chromy as that Kaleidos one, but it's still so just pretty and shifty and special on the cheeks. And Ooze has a really cool, just kind of iridescent green shift, just so special. And I feel like pops of green, which you will see when I get to eyeshadow here in a moment, pops of green are definitely something I'm into right now. So I feel like having that element with highlighter is just a nice balanced addition to the other things that I'm going to talk about. This Fruit Lighter from Clionadh in the shade Crisp is just everything. I'm wearing that as my highlighter today. It's like kind of like a glowy, sparkly champagne, but it has that undertone of like this reddish pink that is so cool. I don't know what wizardry they put into their colorful highlighters, but I love it. I feel like it complements, again, those blush colors so well. And this shade is just so, I mean, it's called Crisp. It's crispy, it's juicy, it's yummy. And last highlighter is Moonbow from D'Avrune. They just came out with this super recently, and it is just gorgeous. As soon as I got my hands on it, again, it has that very vibrant kind of like pinky reddish shift to it. It's just so cool, so just sparkly and mesmerizing, and it's pure magic, honestly. Okay, let's get into eyeshadow palettes. I did end up narrowing it down to 15 that I felt like captured what I want. Now, my top things for color schemes for summer right now are, for the most part, bright orange and bright pink. Orange and pink is just everything to me right now, especially like the brighter the better. I just think it's so cool. Toss in a couple pops of like lime green, even some splashes of teal and turquoise. That is just what I want. It is giving it to me. If you can't tell by my eye look, I feel like my eye look is just absolutely capturing the essence of what I'm into right now. But again, that's not to say that I only want things to be neon all summer long. I do like a darker aesthetic at the core of my being. I like a spooky vibe. I like a grungy moment. So there are elements of that mixed in, but you're gonna see a common theme with a lot of these palettes where there's gonna be bright, punchy pops of color. And some of these are palettes I've played with very recently. I do try to incorporate mixing in older palettes into my lineup when I can. Some of these are ones I haven't touched in a while, but I hope to play with soon. So in theory, I will try to revisit as many of these as possible. And again, some you might have already seen me revisit recently because it's been in my mind lately. So let's just get into it. Otherwise, there's already inspo out there. I've done looks with all of these palettes, a lot of the times, multiple times. So if you need to see any of these in action, you can go check those out. First, I thought the original Fun Size from Sugar Pill would be a fun little throwback. It just has such bright, fun, punchy shades. And I always describe this palette as being like pastel neons because they are a little more on like the pastel sheer side when you first apply them, which is super fun if you want a softer look. But when you build these up, they are so intense and just booming. They are so fun to play with. And what is the Fun Size without the Fun Size 2? This one kind of has still some like brighter, funky tones, but like with different undertones, different shades going on. It complements the original so well and it offers different things. These are just such fun, cutie little palettes. The Kaleidos VR Neon is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today amidst some graphic liners that I will get to in a moment, but I love this one. It is such a fun, just bright, intense neon palette. We have the two shimmer shades to kind of complement, but I mean, these neons, that is summer. It is so fun, so cool, and they perform so well. Next is my collab with Oden's Eye, my now discontinued Planet Spirit palette. I just played with this again recently and had so much fun. I just love how bright and punchy it is. I just love kind of the play on the oranges and pinks, these like greeny, tealy shades, the pops of purple. It's giving things to me. I feel like I can do things that are very just like bright and vibrant, but I can also go kind of like vibrant summerween because I'm always looking for any excuse to do things that are Halloweeny. Like I've done looks where I pair kind of like these together. Even mixing in a little bit of that greenish teal can kind of play a little Beetlejuicy if I focus on that with the purple. It's all very fun. The Don't Be Jelly palette from Unearthly. I did a video, gosh, maybe a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago, talking about my ocean and like mermaid themed palettes. And when I was shouting out the Don't Be Jelly, I was like, I have a feeling I'm gonna put this in my summer favorites. And here we are. It's not quite as like neon as I've already discussed so far, as you can plainly see, but there's things about this that I was also really craving and I thought would balance out. Again, I don't want things to be one note when I'm curating my collections for these videos. I like that we kind of have still like those splashes of blues. We have these different greens, the purples. This corally shade honestly does help inch it in that direction too and kind of create some continuity, but still with adding things that are different. The shimmers that are in here are so pretty. They're so fun, and I just adore this palette, and I haven't played with it in a while, and I wanted an excuse to bust it out again. And another ocean themed one is the Oceano by Clionadh. This is one of my top favorites. I love that it has kind of those bright, not quite neon, but I mean very bright, like the bright turquoise and the bright corally orange. That is so summer to me right now. I love these different splashes of tone. I like the different depth levels that we have going on here. These like dingy, grungy shades are everything. I just love this. I think it's such a fun, kind of grungy, summery color story. The Drops of Fantasy from Dede Signature is just so good. Like, it has such a good combination of bright, very vibrant pops, but also some softer tones and also some darker tones. It's very colorful, very loud. This lime green makes me very, very happy. Even this like bright turquoise, it's just cool. It adds those fun splashes of color, adds some differences to what I've already talked about, but still keeps things very bright and fun and fresh. This one veers off a little bit, but I wanted things that had just like very unique sparkles to them as well. So this is where the Cyborg Choir from Adept comes in. So many like holographic rainbow sparkly shimmers. We have really fun kind of bright and deep shades for the mattes. It's so cool. I actually acquired this last summer, so it kind of takes me back to last summer. We went to New York for my 30th birthday last July, and I remember I brought this with me. So it kind of just takes me back to that. I know that's a little irrelevant, but sometimes sentimental reasons do call to me for things like this, like seasonal repetition and stuff like that. It's very fun. So I wanted to throw this one in the mix too. The Ace Beauty Flare palette, who has been here since the days when this was one of my top favorite palettes. Actually, it was my #1 favorite palette for a couple years, and it's still so pretty. It's so bright and vibrant and fun. Again, we have these very punchy, like neon-y-ish shades. We're touching on, you know, the bright orange. We have these splashes of like tealiness, the bright green. It's very cool, but we still have those levels of depth. And this is one I have not played with in a hot minute, and I'd really like to revisit again. So I thought this video would be a good way to kind of insert it into the collection, get it back on my mind, and hopefully I'll be able to revisit it at some point in the near couple months over the course of summer. Also from Ace Beauty, I wanted to throw in the Nostalgia palette because I feel like this also just captures that energy really well. Like these two shades right next to each other, yes. The bright orange, yes. This tealy shade, yes. Like all these fun combos, very vibrant and bold and just so fun and just so cool. So yeah, I thought this was suitable for summer also. The Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream. When I say I can't stress enough how much I'm into like bright orangey reds and pinks right now, these two shades. These two shades are what's doing it for me. I love these bright splashes of blue as well. I feel like, again, that adds some contrast, some difference. This bright chartreusey shimmer. It's very cool. I like that this one has those muted pinks, but it also has those vibrant pops. I just think it's very, very fun. A couple from Beaute Bar, first being the Ocean Jewel. This is one of their newest palettes, and it's just so mesmerizing. One of my favorites of the year so far. These vibrant, like almost neon shades at the bottom, but in a different way than the other neons I've talked about, because while those were so warm, these are much more cool. I mean, we have a yellow, that's a warm tone shade, and this is a very like warm limey green, but for the most part, this is a cool tone palette, and I feel like that adds such good difference, so much depth with these dark shades into these very vibrant light shades. I love the different shimmers, and again, I wanted to add elements of contrast, and stuff like this is also what I feel like suits this season really well. Also from Beaute Bar is the Melted Mattes palette. They came out with this last year, I believe, and this is just so cool. Like, don't get me wrong, half of this palette is not my vibe. I'm not a neutral girl. I'm not against it. I am against beige. Running the war against it over here, but these neons are so cool, and I feel like if you are someone who does love a neutral look, you love something super simple and easy and soft, but you wanted to add some pops of color, this is your one-stop shop. But I definitely wanted to include this because this whole like 2 rows at the bottom, that is summer to me. Added some splashes of blue and turquoise and you've got it. It's just so cool. These are so like well made. They are so creamy and pigmented and easy to work with. I just played with this recently and it's so beautiful. The Calavera palette from Gourmande Girls is gorgeous. Now this is a Dia de los Muertos tribute palette to the owner's grandparents, but I just feel like these colors are so vibrant and fun and playful, and they just fit summertime so well for me as well. Very vibrant, very just cool with the different tones. Like again, I said I did want depth mixed in, and I feel like this captures that really well. We have these darker shades to add that level of dimension into your looks, but there's also all these splashes of pastel and neons all throughout, like so pretty, really cool dynamic shimmers. I just think this is so well-rounded and just so colorful fun. And last but not least, I had to shout out the Machina palette from Blend Bunny. I'm still bitter that this one got discontinued because it is one of my favorites the brand has done, but it is gorgeous, and I feel like a lot of this captures, again, just what I want out of summer, like these bright pinks, these orangey corally shades, the bright yellowy sparkly green, even these blues, these vibrant purples. Like I love how ultraviolet they are. They are so, so pretty. But this is just such a fantastic palette, and there's so many cool color combos you can do. And yeah, I feel like that just hits the spot with all of these together. Sticking with eyes a little bit, I have some just like additions to add on to your existing looks with these palettes, just going alongside these vibes. But the Menagerie Moonlit Metal Topper in Solar Flare is just perfect. It has kind of an orangey, pinky, peachy shift. It's gonna complement so many of these palettes so well. I feel like it just hits that summertime. Like I'm even picturing it with this look and it would be so pretty. It's just such a cool product. I love these Moonlit Metal Toppers. They are so fun. I also have this glitter gel from Lethal in the shade Infrared. It's kind of like a hot, warm, pinky shade, but with this splash of like green that goes through it when the light hits it just right. It is so fun and unique. I love adding these glitter gels when I think about it. I don't remember as often as I probably could, but I love adding little elements of it, especially like in the bottom underneath the lower lash line. I've even used them as liner, as graphic liner. You can't put them all over the lid, but just use a small amount because they can get sticky if you go too much with it. But these are just fun, cool little additions to looks. I also have a bunch of liners. These are all very vibrant, very cool, and again, they capture those colors that I was talking about. Pink, orange, green, splash of teal. It just captures all of that. And I have obviously been doing close-ups and swatches throughout this whole video. There's B-roll layered everywhere for you. I did not swatch these because with these wet liners, they're like cake liners. What you see is what you get. I will just kind of hold up an example. Like this in the pan looks exactly how it looks on the eyes. I'm actually wearing it right now. I love using graphic liners. I've been trying to just make the effort to incorporate them in my looks more and more so that they're actually getting used, and they're just so fun, and they are just such a creative way to take your looks to the next level and just also simply have fun. Like makeup is supposed to be fun, so these just keep it just so cute. But the pink one is Roller Skate, such a vibrant, intense hot pink. We have 3 different orangey shades. We have a Chill Pill, Hot Pants, Total Babe. These kind of lean from like more of a lighter neon orange, a darker neon orange, and like a neon-y peach. Just so, so pretty. I did a look recently, I think, where I incorporated hot pants. It was either hot pants or Chill Pill, and it was so cool, and I got so many compliments. I have a couple bright greens. We have Miami Beach in Spandex. Spandex is a little bit darker, but they're both very vibrant, very intense neon green. I actually have some of Miami Beach just like as little dots in my look. Like it's very subtle, but like I added some like little dots just kind of surrounding my look, and I just think it's so fun. And last is this one in the shade Tropics. It's just a very intense bright teal, and again, it just adds that splash into these very warm shades. And last but not least, I have some lips to shout out. I think I have 15 total, if I'm counting correctly. 3 liquid lipsticks, 2 lip tint, lip stain type products, and then 10 glosses. And again, just to reiterate, these are not the only 15 lip products I'm gonna wear. These are just ones that I feel like capture the essence that I've already discussed and would complement the things I've already shared really well. They very much all have a similar energy, except for one oddball that I'll save for the end because it's a fun little twist to all of these. But yeah, let's get into gloss first. This Kaleidos lip glaze in the shade Penthouse is just so cool. It's a very like hot, warm, like almost raspberry pink with like sheen going through it. It is so, so gorgeous. This NYX Butter Gloss Bling in the shade She Got Money. Again, it's just a very bright, vibrant pink. It has some shimmer, some sparkle, very lightweight, very, very cool. This one's a newer one to me. This is from the ColourPop and Toy Story collection. It's the Jessie Gloss. It's in the shade Yeehaw. But it's just a very warm, like corally reddish shade, very sheer, has sparkle, such a cute little pop of color. I have this one in Cherry Vanilla from Lawless. This is more of like a smooth plumping gloss. It's just gonna add that splash of like sheer red, very popsicle lips sort of vibe. It's very cool. I love this formula. I have these 2 from Melt. I believe these came out with the Zodiac collection a couple years ago, but these are like sparkly plumping glosses. They kind of burn, and I love that. I love a plumping gloss. But these are in the shades Flare and Rebel. They just have really cool, different kind of like orangey, golden, pinky shifts. Very sparkly, very plumping, very fun. I pulled out these 2 from Unearthly for this video. The shades are Ornament and Zest, just a sheer sparkly pink and a sheer sparkly orange. I can't stress enough how much I love this combo right now. And last for gloss, although these are technically lip oils, but these 2 from Blend Bunny. I love the lip oils from Blend Bunny. I feel like especially in the summertime, like For instance, when I go to Disney or something like that, I always have one of the Blend Bunny ones in my bag. I don't know why that is what I gravitate toward, but it is. And these are ones that I feel like I'm gonna reach for a lot. So Baby Girl and Juicy, a sheer pink, a sheer red, very, very fun. Moving on to lip tints, lip stains. These go on like kind of a glossy sort of product, but then as it fades away, that tint is left behind, and these stain really, really well. This is from the Lethal Cosmetics and Dexter collection. This is in the shade Born in Blood. It's kind of just like a warm reddish shade. It has a smidge of oranginess, but it's still very much a red. It's very, very pretty. And this one from Jolie Beauty is so cool. It's in the shade Desire. It's a very like bright, hot red. This one's slightly, I would say slightly like pinkier compared to the Dexter one, but it's still very much a red. It's very, very loud, very vibrant, very cool. And last, just a couple liquid lipsticks to tie it off. This is in the shade Strawberry Pop from Dose of Colors. I feel like every summer I gravitate toward this color. It's just a really pretty kind of pinky reddish shade. Nothing new compared to what we've seen already as far as tones go, but I love this one. I also have this one from Kaleidos. This one's in the shade Wild Apple. Also kind of like a pinky red, but this is a completely different formula. This is a little bit more of a soft focus, blurred sort of liquid lip. I love this formula and I love this color. And last but not least, the wild card. Figured something has to break up all this pinky reddish nonsense that I've already discussed for lips. Lagoon from Menagerie. It's a fun splash of color. I just feel like this teal lip, it's not for everyone. It's definitely a weird choice, but it can be a very fun choice. And I've pulled it out from time to time and it's always fun to wear. It just, you feel cool when you wear it. So yeah, that about wraps it up. This was my summer favorites video. I feel like I've been yapping forever. I loved being consumed by all of these products for many, many hours. It's been a lot of fun to just pull all these out, really decide what I wanted, swatch everything, and talk about it with you. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Do we have similar vibes for summer? What are you leaning toward right now? Do you have any of these? Do you want any of these? If you made it to the end of this video, leave some summery emojis. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm BATTYBEAN over there. And also, if you want, you can subscribe if you want some more content. And also, if you want even more content, you can hop over to my second channel linked in my description box if you want some extras. And also in my description box is a link to my channel memberships. There's a couple different tiers with a couple different perks, and I would love to have you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to keep watching, I'll pop a similar one on the screen. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.